As the NBA season nears its end, it's time to take a look at this season's most disappointing teams. I'm joined at the desk by Will Burns and Zach Cioffi to discuss. So, Will, let's start off with you. Who do you think is the most disappointing NBA team in the West?
Well, I'm going to have to say the Los Angeles Lakers this year. Granted, they have dealt with a ton of injuries. Alonzo, Kuzma, LeBron obviously going out for a month and a half. But this team just truly hasn't developed. They're 5.5 games out of the playoff spot right now. It looks like there's absolutely no chance they make it. They're losing to teams like the Clippers last night. They're down to the Kings. It's over for the Lakers this year.
No doubt the Lakers disappointing, but I'm going to go with the Phoenix Suns. And it's an interesting choice because they're in last place. We didn't expect them to be any good this year, but getting the #1 pick last year, DeAndre Ayton, it seems like Devin Booker took a step back. And even...
Yeah, they might win less games than they did last year, which is unbelievable considering that.
Yeah, taking a step back is tough. They were right with they were compared to the Kings a lot last year, and you see the Kings, they're in a position for a playoff spot this year possibly, and the Suns still at the cellar of the NBA.
So we talk about the cellar. So who do you think is the most disappointing team in the East, Will?
The East, I'm going to have to go with the Boston Celtics. I'd say there's no doubt about it. They were 1 game away from the NBA Finals last year, and that was without their best player, Kyrie Irving. He's come back, he's been good, but the role players haven't meshed. Tatum, Rozier, Brown, they look like a shell of themselves from last year in the conference finals. I don't know what's going on with this team. Brad Stevens doesn't really seem to have a grasp of it either. It's not looking good for them right now, for sure.
Yeah, Celtics definitely disappointing, but I can see the Celtics just making that run in the playoffs and making the NBA Finals. So I went with the Wizards. The Wizards were a team that most NBA analysts predicted it's a 5 or 6 seed in the Eastern Conference this year, and if they're in the Western Conference, they'd be right ahead of the Suns. They'd be 14th in the conference. They're sitting, I think, 6 games back from a playoff spot. They're really struggling.
Well, John Wall's been out for a long time.
Yeah, but even with that, Bradley Beal has been, I'd say, disappointment this season. Their #1 pick, Troy Brown's averaging 2-1-1. Yeah, they're neck and neck with the Bucks last year, and look at the Bucks in the 1 seed.
It's definitely been a surprising year out of them. I had no doubt. But the injury with John Wall wasn't expected. But Bradley Beal being their best player.
And they added Dwight Howard, who also went out with an injury.
Yeah.
But there were definitely some high expectations this year for that team.
Yeah.
Well, high expectations for this block as well. That's all the time we have for us here at 101 Sports Webcast. Be sure to check us out on 101 Sports on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram, as well as Facebook. From all of us here at the studio, whose side are you on?